Welcome back. Our next guest is Amaris Starseed. She is the sole proprietor of the Amaris Starseed Shop. She is an astrologist and a psychic and a medium, and she has a cool shop, and she is a cool person. We met at Uncork the Alleghenies. Welcome.
Yes, we did. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's good to have you here.
Yeah,
Tell us a little bit about your path to become a medium, an astrologer.
Sure.
What took you that way?
So my foundation is all based on my recovery. So I'm a sober, recovering alcoholic addict, and that started about 7.5 years ago. Through the early parts of my life, I would get certain messages and I would see signs and signals, and I didn't really know how to process all of that. So when I got sober, it all kind of like blew open. And then about 3 or 4 years ago, I saw a practitioner and they unblocked me, and that's kind of where the floodgates opened. So my basis is in my sobriety, but now I'm able to do all these spiritual things, and I just kind of started following the path to see where it led me, and I wanted to be as professional as possible. So that's why I got certified in the mediumship, the tarot, and the level 3 Holy Fire Reiki.
First of all, congratulations on your
Thank you.
sobriety.
I
That's
appreciate
not
that.
an easy path, but it's got to be a good one for you. I mean, you look bright and shiny and happy.
Yeah, life is good. It's pretty great.
Let's go back a minute. You said somebody unblocked you. What does that mean?
So I had, this kind of goes back to the Reiki, but we all have chakras, which are energy centers in our body, and mine were actually blocked. And all I could say was that I had all these emotions that weren't mine. I felt angry, and I felt like really confused and lost, and I could feel this like pressure in my chest. And so actually I found out that my heart and my solar plexus were blocked. And when she unblocked them, she said that the energy pulsed back and forth, which meant that I was a healer. And so when she unblocked it, I was able to kind of stand in my authenticity a little bit more and in my spiritual body and be more complete, so to speak. So I didn't have anything in the way, if that makes sense.
And Reiki is the process that you used, and that is a process that you too have learned.
Yes, I have. So I'm certified in level 3 Holy Fire Reiki. And when I do it, I'm attuned. That's how you get trained in. I'm attuned, and it's almost like a cord that the practitioner ties to you. And so I can access the Reiki whenever I like. But to me, Reiki is specifically, it's a Japanese form of energy healing, but anybody can be an energy practitioner, but I'm certified in that specific kind. And so when I start working with a client, I can actually, because of my gifts as well, I can feel kind of where things are at, and I see it up in here. They call this the third eye. But I can see images, and like their higher self or their spirit being will like show me things. And so then I know where to practice on that person along with what I've been trained to do.
It's a great responsibility, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. And that's why I really believe in having integrity and ethics, and I do contracts, and I try to keep learning as well, because I don't feel like I'm ever going to get to a point where I like know everything. And if I do, that means something's really wrong, right?
Okay.
And then I'm working out of ego. So I try to keep training and really work with my clients and work on that integrity and ethics part. That's really important to me. But sobriety is first. I have to maintain that in order to keep doing what I'm doing.
That's a beautiful thing.
So yeah,
I love your plan. So if somebody comes to you and wants your help as a medium, what do you do for them?
So I usually have them set up an appointment first. Occasionally, every now and then, I'll do like little demos. Like people meet me in the grocery store and they're like, well, who do I have with me? Like, can you do a reading? And I don't like doing a reading on the spot, because usually the environment's not right. Like I can't do any sort of protective work beforehand. But I do get messages like all the time, and I work with my spirit guidance team and they help me do that. But so they'll schedule an appointment, and I usually do it online, or I do it in person at some of my pop-ups or the events that I'm having. And then I do what I was trained to do. And so like I'll say open spirit, and then I'll just kind of let the messages start flowing and see who comes to me first. But usually the older the person is, the more people they have in spirit. And so sometimes it's a little bit harder to do it on a younger child, but I can usually bring in, I work with animals, people in spirit, other beings as well.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, we're just about out of time for now, but we're going to have you in another segment, and we'll talk a little bit about your shop. How's that sound?
Awesome. Thank you. Sounds great.
Sounds great, Amaris. We'll be back with more coming up next on Fox 8 News Now.